In a small town divided by a deep valley, an honest carpenter faces the greatest challenge of his life. Jack Thompson always believed in the power of building bridges, not just of wood and steel, but between hearts and communities. When an ambitious project promises to unite his town with an isolated neighbor, he sees a chance to realize his dream. But not everything is as it seems. As the beams rise over the abyss, Jack uncovers a web of greed and corruption that threatens to destroy not just the bridge, but the future of two communities. Now, he must make a choice: remain silent and preserve everything he's built, or risk it all to stand up for what's right. In a world where integrity comes at a price, Jack will learn that the most important bridges are those we cannot see. A story of courage, compassion, and the power of one person to change the world. But before we tell this inspiring story, I want to extend a special invitation to you. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. This is crucial for the channel's growth and will ensure you're notified about new videos. Now that you've subscribed to the channel, I want to give you a very special tip. Have you ever thought about earning income from your home in dollars? Click the link in the description and see how you can make this happen. Now, let's get to today's video. Today, I'm going to tell a story that will touch your heart and maybe even change the way you see the world. So, get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let me take you on an unforgettable journey. Imagine a valley embraced by towering mountains, where the air is fresh and laden with the scent of pine trees. In this picturesque setting lies the small town of Bridgehaven, a place where time seems to flow more slowly and the sound of hammers echoes through narrow cobblestone streets. In a modest wooden house on Craftsman Street lived Jack Thompson, a 45-year-old carpenter whose calloused hands told stories of dedication. Jack wasn't just a skilled artisan, he was the silent guardian of the values that held the community together. One autumn morning, as Jack worked in his workshop, his 12-year-old daughter, Lily, came running in. "Dad, Dad," exclaimed Lily, her eyes shining with excitement. "The town square bell is ringing. It must be something important." Jack smiled, putting his hammer aside. "Well, then we'd better go see what it's about, shouldn't we?" Together, father and daughter walked to the central square, where a crowd was already forming. The mayor, a robust man named George Hawkins, climbed onto a small improvised platform. "My dear citizens of Bridgehaven," he began, his voice booming, "I am pleased to announce a project that will change the fate of our town." A murmur of expectation ran through the crowd. For generations, we have looked across the ravine to our neighbors in Maplewood, unable to reach them. Today, that changes. We're going to build a bridge. The square erupted in applause and cheers of joy. Jack felt his heart race with the prospect. In the days that followed, the town buzzed with the news. Jack was invited to lead the carpentry team, an honor he accepted with pride and humility. On the first day of work, as Jack organized his team, a tall, well-dressed man approached. It was Marcus Blackwood, the entrepreneur behind the project. "Ah, you must be Jack," said Marcus, extending his hand. His handshake was firm, but his eyes had a cold gleam that made Jack feel uncomfortable. "I've heard a lot about your skills. I expect great things from you." As the work progressed, Jack began to notice strange things. The materials were of lower quality than had been promised, and workers complained of long hours and low wages. One night, as Jack reviewed the bridge plans in his workshop, he heard a knock at the door. It was Tom, one of the younger workers. "Mr. Thompson," said Tom, nervously, "there's something I need to tell you." Tom revealed that Marcus was cutting costs in critical areas of construction, compromising the safety of the bridge. Worse still, the final plans showed that the bridge would primarily benefit Marcus's company, diverting traffic from the neediest areas of Maplewood. Jack spent sleepless nights, wrestling with his conscience. On one of these nights, Lily found him sitting on the porch, looking at the stars. "Dad, what's wrong?" she asked, sitting beside him. Jack sighed. "Sometimes, Lily, doing the right thing is very difficult. But you always told me that's what matters, didn't you?" Lily replied, her voice full of innocence and wisdom. Those simple words were the catalyst Jack needed. The next morning, he gathered his team. "Friends," he began, his voice trembling slightly, "what we're building here isn't just a bridge. It's the future of our communities. And that future is in danger. One by one, Jack shared what he had discovered. At first, there was shock and disbelief, but soon determination took over the group. "What can we do, Jack?" asked Sarah, an experienced carpenter. "We're going to redesign the bridge," Jack replied. "We're going to do it the right way, for the benefit of everyone." The group worked in secret, creating new plans that would meet the needs of both communities. When Marcus found out, his fury was terrible. "You're throwing away everything you've worked for, Jack," Marcus shouted during a tense confrontation. "Think about your reputation, your future." Jack remained calm. "I am thinking about the future, Marcus. Not just mine, but all of ours." News of the dispute spread quickly. The community was divided, some supporting Jack, others fearing the consequences of challenging someone as powerful as Marcus. It was Lily who had the idea that changed everything. "Dad," she said one day, "why don't we show people what the bridge could be?" With the help of artist friends, Jack and his team created an exhibition in the town square, showing the two projects side by side. The people of Maplewood were invited, and for the first time, the two communities came together. Mayor Hawkins, seeing the growing support for Jack's project, finally took a stand. "This project has always been about bringing people together," he declared at a town assembly. "It's time we return to that purpose." Marcus, seeing his empire of greed crumble, tried one last desperate move, threatening to sue the town. But the united community was stronger than his threats. Months passed, and finally came the day of the inauguration. The bridge stood majestic, not just a structure of wood and metal, but a testament to the power of unity and courage. Jack cut the ribbon, his hands trembling not from fear, but from emotion. Beside him were Lily, his team, and hundreds of smiling faces from both communities. "This bridge," said Jack, his voice laden with emotion, "isn't mine. It doesn't belong to anyone here. It belongs to all of us. It's a reminder that, together, we can overcome any obstacle." Years passed, and the story of Jack and the bridge became a legend. Children from Bridgehaven and Maplewood grew up hearing about the carpenter who dared to challenge the powerful for a greater good. Jack, now an elderly man, often sat at the edge of the ravine with Lily, observing his creation and the lives it had transformed. "You know, Lily," he said one day, "I learned that our true masterpiece isn't the things we build with our hands, but the bridges we build in our hearts." Lily smiled, squeezing her father's hand. "And you built the most beautiful one of all, Dad. And so, you who have listened to me until now, we end our journey with Jack. But remember, you have the power to be a bridge builder in your own life. May you have Jack's courage to face injustice, the wisdom to see beyond your own needs, and the love to unite divided hearts. For in the end, it's not the structures we build that define our humanity, but the bridges we erect between us." Thank you for accompanying me on this story. If it touched your heart, share it with someone you love. And remember, every small act of kindness is a bridge you build to a better world. Until next time.